Hello and welcome. I am a hotel AI expert, and I am so pleased to welcome all of you, the students of Europe Hotel School, to your online learning journey. In today's hospitality world, success isn't just about incredible service, it's built on a foundation of trust. In this explainer, we're going to dive deep into ethical negotiation, and you'll see how it's not just about doing the right thing, it's actually a powerful strategy for building a really successful career.
So this quote really gets to the heart of it. We're talking about a cornerstone of success. We're going to break down exactly why this is so critical. We're moving past the textbook theory to see how integrity, in practice, is a powerful business tool. It's what drives performance, it's what protects your brand, and ultimately, it's what builds the relationships that will define your entire career. All right, here's our game plan. First, we'll tackle the why, the big strategic reason that ethics matters so much. Then we'll get into the how, looking at the pillars of integrity, clarity, and respect. From there, we'll see the long-term impact on your brand and your partnerships. And finally, we'll wrap it all up by defining what it truly means to be an ethical professional in this amazing industry.
Okay, let's jump right in. You have to remember, the hospitality industry is built on relationships. It's not just about one-off transactions. It's all about trust and credibility. Every single negotiation you have, doesn't matter if it's with a big corporate client, an event planner, or a travel agency, it directly impacts your reputation and, in the long run, your hotel's ability to grow.
Think about it like this. Clients choose partners based on how much they trust them, on their perception of your hotel's integrity. So when your negotiation style shows transparency and fairness, you're building confidence. And that confidence? That is the absolute bedrock of long-term business. It's a huge competitive advantage.
So the big question is, how do we actually put this into practice? Well, it all starts with integrity. And this isn't some fuzzy abstract idea, it's the solid foundation for every single ethical decision you're going to make. Let's break down what that really looks like on the ground, in a hotel setting. This definition is absolutely crucial. In our industry, integrity means operational honesty. It's all about making sure that the promises you make in the sales office can actually be delivered flawlessly on the hotel floor. See, misleading a client for a quick win, it almost always leads to a long-term loss, usually in the form of an unhappy guest and a totally damaged relationship. Now, this is where the rubber meets the road. This slide turns that big idea of integrity into a clear three-step process. First, be straight up accurate about what your hotel can do. Don't promise what your operations team can't deliver. Second, be honest with your pricing. No hidden fees, no confusing terms that just chip away at trust. And third, make sure every single proposal is crystal clear. You want your client to make a decision they feel good about, an informed decision.
And you see, integrity naturally leads us right here to our next pillar, clarity and respect. This is where we move beyond just spitting out facts and really focus on making sure there's genuine understanding, that we're acknowledging the client's point of view.
Clear communication is everything when it comes to avoiding problems down the line. This means you have to make sure the client truly gets every detail, especially the tricky stuff, like attrition clauses, where they're on the hook for a percentage of the room block. Taking that extra time to explain these things before a contract is signed, that shows you're committed to a fair partnership, and it saves so many headaches later.
And this just lays it all out, doesn't it? It shows the two very different paths you can take. On the left, you have the ethical path. It's all about building confidence, finding mutual benefits, and supporting what your client needs. The unethical path on the right? It might look like a shortcut, but trust me, it's a dead end. Exploiting a client's tight budget or their lack of experience, it will always backfire. This brings us to such a critical point, the long-term consequences of your actions. Think of every negotiation as either a deposit into or a withdrawal from your brand's bank of trust. And in this business, that brand reputation is without a doubt your most valuable asset. Seriously, never underestimate this. The hospitality world is small. Planners, managers, clients, they all talk to each other. They share their experiences, the good and the bad. A reputation for being unfair can spread like wildfire, and it can close doors for you before you even get a chance to knock. Being ethical isn't just moral. It's your best brand protection strategy.
I mean, just look at this chart. The business case for ethics is right here in black and white. Brand reputation can make up a massive 40% of a hotel's total value. That's more than the physical building itself. And that value is built drip by drip over years of consistent, professional, ethical conduct. It all starts with how you negotiate.
So this brings up a really important strategic question. I know it can be tempting to just chase after every piece of business you can get, but as a true professional, you have to stop and ask yourself, is this deal really good for us?
This is a huge lesson in professional maturity. Sometimes the most ethical and, frankly, the smartest move you can make is to politely say, no thank you. Taking on business that's going to stretch your team too thin or hurt you financially, that just creates long-term damage. Having the discipline to walk away protects your brand and shows everyone the high standards you stand for.
Now, when you consistently protect your brand by being ethical, you do more than just attract new clients. You're actually laying the foundation for the most valuable asset of all, lasting partnerships that go way beyond a simple transaction. You can see here that trust isn't a one-time thing, it's a journey. It starts with that first impression, moves to a fair contract, then to delivering on your promises, and finally to that decision to come back again. Every single stage is a chance to prove you're a reliable, professional partner. It's that consistency that turns a one-time client into a loyal advocate for your hotel.
And here's the payoff, plain and simple. This chart shows it all. Repeat clients are just so much more valuable. They give you predictable revenue, they slash your marketing costs, and this is huge. They become your brand ambassadors out in the world. This is the direct return on your investment in ethical negotiation.
Okay, let's bring this all home and focus on you. Because upholding these standards, it isn't just about following the rules in the company handbook. It's about weaving integrity right into the fabric of your professional identity.
You know, here's a benefit of ethical negotiation that people often forget: the impact it has inside the hotel. When the sales team makes promises that are realistic and fair, it builds a bridge of trust with the operations teams who have to make it all happen. That alignment is absolutely essential for great service and, honestly, for a happy workplace.
This slide really sums up everything we've talked about. A truly ethical negotiator sees themselves as a trusted advisor, not some aggressive deal maker. They're always balancing the needs of the client, their colleagues, and the hotel. They focus on creating value for everyone, and they understand that real success is measured by the quality of relationships, not just the number of contracts you sign. So, as you go forward in your careers, I want to leave you with this one thought. Every conversation you have is a choice. Every agreement you make is a direct reflection of your values. So ask yourself, what will your next negotiation say about you, about your professionalism, and about the brand you represent? Thank you.